Drama as police officers protest unpaid salaries, appeal to IGP for intervention. Can you imagine? So the same police officers that they used to fight uh, protesters, hunger protesters during the hashtag End Bad Governance in Nigerian protest, the same people that were trying to disperse protesters and to carry out anti-protest actions to stop the protest, now have come to protest for their own salary, unpaid salaries. Can you imagine how life turns around? And tomorrow now, the government will still use these ones to come and fight and pour tear gas on protesters. Yeah? Now look at what is happening. What goes around comes around. So why are you people now crying? I know that both soldiers are crying, police people are crying, everybody, all of them, both the military and paramilitary are crying because of bad welfare package and unpaid salaries and their benefits. A typical policeman's salary cannot take him home to see his family and come back. Army, the same thing. In fact, the soldier once came out that they are already selling their properties in the barrack to be able to feed. Meanwhile, the generals are saying nothing, that everything is good. Who are they deceiving? So according to a report from Punch News, a group of police officers numbering around 1,500 have come forward to express their dissatisfaction with the police authorities' neglect of their financial welfare. The officers who were recently promoted from Inspector 2 to Inspector 1 are yet to receive their overdue salaries, which has adversely affected their effectiveness in their crime-fighting duties. Of course. So the officers who choose to speak, anonymously appealed to Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun to intervene and ensure the payment of their overdue salaries. They stressed that receiving these payments is essential to manage the harsh economic conditions facing their families. Of course, now, that is one thing. The bad economic condition does not know big man, does not know tribe, does not know affiliation, does not know class, does not know status. So everybody will suffer it. And like now, I can see that police, even after fighting protesters, they are also come to, have their own share of the hardship. Or rather, they are also having their own share of the hardship. So in their appeal letter addressed to the IGP Egbetokun and copied to the presidency, National Assembly and Police Service Commission, the officers detailed their situation. Despite their promotion effective September 10, 2023, and a signal dated March 21, 2024, they reported that they were still being paid as junior inspectors. This discrepancy has left them without the financial compensation due to their elevated ranks. Okay. So the officers reported that the total arrears accumulated over the past 11 months amount to over 550,000 naira per officer. Okay. They expressed their frustration, stating that they can no longer feed their families or pay their bills due to the high cost of essential items in the market. Of course, the protesters also highlighted that since IGP Egbetokun took office, there has been a focus on issues such as a dress code rather than addressing pressing financial matters. They criticized the IGP for promoting officers without commensurate payment of their financial accompaniments. So the officers appealed to IGP Egbetokun, or rather the officers' appeal to IGP Egbetokun is a call to action to address the financial welfare of police officers who are essential in maintaining law and order in the society. The situation highlights the need for the police authorities to prioritize the financial welfare or well-being of their officers to ensure that they can effectively perform their duties. Of course, a person when they hungry, he not go get sense now. He can't be coordinated, he can't do anything correctly. That is the truth. A man that has a problem to solve in his house and does not have solution to it immediately, we'll never be settled. We'll not even concentrate on anything. We will suffer emotional despair, psychological despair. That is it. So when IGP come and is looking at dress code, how clean are you? What uniform are you? Rather than taking of their welfare, how settled are they? How committed and how ready are they to work selflessly? Then there's a shift and there's a problem. That paradigm shift cannot be tolerated except you are calling for anarchy. All these police now that have come out, I'm sure they would have come out earlier. But because they're always in uniform and people in uniform don't have right to protest, they're not covered by all these democratic laws. So, and that is right. So for them to summon courage and come out now to protest, even in their uniform, it means that the issue is tough and IGP need to listen to them. Now for police. So this same police, like I said earlier, this same police that federal government used to disturb protests across the country, they wore all kinds of gadgets, all kinds of explosives, all kinds of things on their body, throwing tear gas on protesters on the street, causing problems, arresting people, not knowing that they also have their own problem. Especially both the army, the navy, the air force, the police, NSCDC, the customs, the immigration, and all of them. They all have problems. But for some reasons, they will just come and pretend like nothing is happening, and then the government will be using them against the fellow Nigerians who are having legitimate agitation. Okay, now you can imagine this situation now. What goes around comes around. After fighting the protesters a few days ago, they are now coming out to protest their own. So what do you say? So it means that the reason for the protest is justified. Everybody is suffering. Salaries are not paid. The ones that are paid don't have value. So the people had the reason to protest. And these police officers protesting, numbering up to 1,500 police officers protesting, they were promoted from Inspector 1 to Inspector 2 to Inspector 1, meaning they have gone up a bit. Okay, and now they have not been paid their differential salaries, differential allowances that are still being paid as, they've been paid their old salaries as junior officers. So with the way things are, I'm telling you that the next thing we're going to see is the army will come out to protest. The navy will come out to protest. The air force, the civil defense, okay, the customs and immigration, they will all, and road safety, they will all come out to protest very soon. Now, because of the way hunger has gone, that their uniform is no longer an excuse not to protest. Because hunger not know uniform. Hunger not know your role, whether essential duty or non-essential duty. So thank you for listening. Let's have your comment if the police protest their unpaid salaries.